Buen dia from Santo Domingo. It's just starting to drizzle a little bit. It's still pretty sunny out, but we're here at the top of our Airbnb for now. You know, you got the whole city behind everything. We're gonna take a moto ride down to one of the main monuments on the boardwalk off Affindia George Washington, but I think we're gonna take a second to see if this rain clears up, because I hate to bring this camera out in the rain. But yeah, as we can see, the whole city behind us. Got this sprawling urban scenery along the back sides of the mountain of the central part of the island. But yeah, you know, awesome city views from here. Yeah, we'll see if we can take an Uber down to a little more of the kind of, I wouldn't really call it a boardwalk, but between the city and the ocean, they have a pretty long stretch of sidewalk with little stuff around it, and, you know, go see some historical parts of the side of Santo Domingo. So yeah, let's get it as we go on down in here. As you're about to see, the traffic in this city is no joke. Top here. Todo bien. Allá, aquí. Yeah, bueno.
¿Cómo quedó? Bien, bien.
Sí, todo bien. Gracias, señor. Hey. Con Dios. Just gave him a $100 tip. There used to be, now I don't really know where it is. It's kind of an odd part of the neighborhood. There used to be a lechonera aquí, which is where they roast the whole pig. It said it was around here somewhere. Looks like it's been urbanized since then. This is from an Anthony Bourdain video I saw a couple years back. You know, really inspired me to try some of the spots in this country. But oh, I think maybe this is it right up here, so we'll see. But yeah, for that Uber moto ride, it costed me about $3. It was 170 pesos. So it's about 1 to 60 right now to the US dollar. Oh, this is a mechanic shop. This is not a car, but I guess we'll go across the street and look at the monument. Yeah, it's a Anyways, no lechonera aquí. You get odd looks, but kind of seeing the town. Got to cross the road. It's kind of the beach promenade I was talking about here on the other side we're about to go to. Oh, maybe that's it. Looks like it's all boarded up. It's a Tuesday here in Santo Domingo, so the business hours are a little different across the road here. As I was saying about the traffic, this part of the city is not too bad because down about this way, if we kept going straight on the road we're going, it brings you to the highway to Bajos de Jaina, which is another town. I'm gonna run across the road here. Which is another little small suburb section of Santo Domingo. And from there you can get to a lot of other parts of the country on the autopistas. I don't know if you can hear this real urban music going on right now, so I'll stop and get back to the filming here in a second. But finally made it across that street. Not too many official crosswalks in these parts of town, but where did I leave off? Let's see. Who knows? Anyways, the traffic in this city is horrible. Hopefully I can document some actual real terrible traffic, because where we were going through there it wasn't too bad. Especially not at this part of day, but as you can see right behind me, we got the ocean meets the city. This part of the island, it's a lot more cliff faces. There's a couple sandy beach fronts in Santo Domingo, but a lot of the streets dump out into the ocean here, much like in anywhere in the world. So you don't see too many locals swimming. Closest public beach to here that's Caribbean-esque, as I would say, would probably be Boca Chica, which is a solid 30-minute drive. Right around the corner from the airport. But yeah, I mean, as you can see here, kind of reminds me of California, some parts of it a little bit, but yeah, gotta be careful. There's some homeless settlements around here, and we got this side of the coastline. I don't know if you can really see it actually, but as it wraps around right over there, but yeah, as I was saying, you go straight on this road, it brings you out to the main highway. This is kind of the end of Avenida George Washington, but we're gonna go to a pretty historical spot here in the Dominican Republic, and I'll explain it more as I get over there. And like I was saying, there used to be a restaurant, because I'm pretty starving, but I guess we're gonna have to skip out on the lechonera that was once here. So from 1930 to 1961, the Dominican Republic was led by a dictator. Well, we'll get into that, but led by a man named Rafael Trujillo, who ran the country with an iron fist. But in a time of Cold War communism, America tended not to care too much about it because he wasn't communist. But as many people still agree, he was a dictator and ruled with a very heavy iron fist. So this spot I'm standing in now, on May 30th, 1961, a group of gunmen came and gunned down Rafael Trujillo. What he was doing here, I'm not too sure, but there's a monument here, and I believe it's called En Memoria de los Héroes de el 30 de Mayo. So, yeah, you got a little plaque here that commemorates the people who died. But soon after his assassination, his son took power, which lasted until about November, until the Trujillo family was exiled, starting the Dominican Civil War. But yeah, at this very exact spot, Rafael and his bodyguards led an armed fight against the attempted assassinators, who I believe were not really a coup, but basically another political party, I believe, that, are tired of his dictatorship. He ruled for 31 years, so I guess by definition of that, you're practically a dictator. But yes, right here along the beach promenade, there's this monument here. Very interesting artwork for a dictator who died, but But yeah, And you know, it's funny because there's an odd sort of love-hate relationship you see among the people with Trujillo in this country. A lot of people will say, oh yeah, that guy's an asshole, you know, he's brutal dictator murderer, which, you know, he did, you know, do some pretty gruesome acts. And you know, you hear stories from people I've asked about how he would walk into stores and the young girls were told to keep their faces down because if they looked at them, he would go, oh yes, I would like that one. But then you hear some people who say, you know, you could fall asleep on the street when Trujillo was president and nothing would happen to you because he was tough on crime and other things like that. So interesting kind of love-hate relationship to him. Because a lot of people, I mean, 1961 is a while ago, I'm getting some looks, but it was a while ago, but you get some, you know, it's interesting, you get still some people kind of showing some love to him. So yeah, we'll go on to the next spot. So got some street workers here. So one of the annoying parts of traveling around Latin American countries is Apple Maps isn't the best updated. So it says that this was the spot, sorry, the truck. So the Lechonera I was looking for, and as you can see behind us, it's been bulldozed, but you know, since COVID, you know, this was pre-COVID that this place was open, so a lot of times things don't get updated. We got the low-hanging classic power lines behind us, but yeah, a lot of stuff just doesn't get updated. So it looks like I just saw some guys that were dressed nicer, and it's hard to tell because everyone does dress really nice in this country, but they look like they're bought this part of land and they're doing as they're gonna do with it. So that was where I was gonna eat my breakfast / lunch. And hopefully find a place to get out of this rain that's coming in, but looks like I'm SOL here. But pretty nice part of town over here. Not like, I mean, definitely not nice for a white guy walking around with a camera, but nice enough to you don't have to worry about getting stabbed if someone takes it. Maybe just grab it and run. So. But yeah, we'll see if we can find some comida típico around here, and if not, we'll go from there. Maybe look for another part of town, but yeah. So we're gonna stop here and grab a bite to eat for, it's about $1.20, so types of pizza. Jamón con queso is my favorite, but we'll see if we can switch it up. ¿Cómo estás?
Sí, ¿en qué te puedo ayudar, corazón?
Me gustaría jamón con queso, un pizza y jugo chinola también. Gracias.
130. Mi amor, ahorita se me baja por
130, so 130, so $2. Gracias, señora. They've had a slight tax reform here in the last couple months. So prices have definitely gone up since the last time I was here, but take a seat over here. Oh, jugo de chinola is passion fruit if you've never had it, so pretty good stuff. But yeah, sit down, take a bite to eat real quick. So I guess this is a pizza empanada review. One bite, everyone knows the rules. Pretty good stuff. You can't go wrong with ham and cheese. Pizza is kind of interesting, but to an American tongue, I love it. So this place is called Dos Lisos Empanadas. So if you're ever in this part of town, Districo Nacional, I guess, come have a bite to eat. But yeah, I'm gonna. The ketchup here is like jelly. It's like tomato jelly. It even looks like it. I don't know if you can see it, but kind of translucent. But it's good stuff. Definitely some pepperoni. Got some of the side streets here. There's a car camera off so I can hold it neat. Not much going on. Seems a little more closed up off the main street here. We're just a couple steps. It's right there behind me, but school's just getting out, so it's packed in there in the middle. But we got the kind of classic Latin American streets here. Wires. God, I mean, imagine being a lineman here. Just look at that shit. Getting some interesting look. Buenas. Interesting. Yeah. Really get the feeling walking around these streets, what it's like to live here. And this is kind of the nicer part of town, for sure. Buenas. Looking at me. Go for a beer, I guess. It's always funny because you'll see a Range Rover here, and the houses will be. Of course, you got the lottery every fucking couple blocks here. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call this the hood, but it's hard to tell. Colmados everywhere. Just basically like just bodegas, but in Spanish. But yeah, I'd hate to find a dead end in some of these neighborhoods, though. It happens a lot. But yeah, not too much going on here. So everyone's waiting for their kids to get out of school. I come walking down the street. Buenas. I don't know if they kind of gave me an odd look. Looked Haitian to me though, so tend to be not as nice in this country because obviously they aren't treated too well. But yeah, that's also another unwelcoming look. Maybe we'll start heading the other way. Oh, here's a alleyway. It's not much of a street, kind of just a gutter. Leads to another one. I think we're getting a little lost here, so yeah. Best we turn around. Getting too deep into the neighborhoods here. ¿Cuál es camino a Parque Mirador o yo necesito voy a la?
Por aquí mismo.
Sí, pero
Ah, bueno.
Sí.
ese instrumento que usted tiene, que se lo pueden arrebatar.
Perfecto. So, derecha y es.
Eso se lo pueden robar aquí.
Sí, ven, yo te voy
¿Qué?
a decir.
Que lo guarden.
Que no.
Oh, no, es por mis padres porque ellos no pueden caminar. So, cuando estoy viajando yo.
Sí, pero
tomo.
aquí hay mucha gente mala.
Oh, yeah,
Pueden
sí.
coger.
Sí, ellos mirando a mí como malas intenciones,
Sí,
así.
con mala
pero-
intención.
Yo tengo cuidado, pero bueno.
Tú sabes que hay mucha gente que pueden coger.
Sí,
Ah,
va para el
bueno.
mirador por aquí.
Por aquí te
Allá,
Sí.
bueno. Gracias.
Eh,
Y derecho,
aquí,
Si derecho, tú dobla ahí.
dobla ahí,
ajá,
perfecto.
doblar, y después
seguir
seguir derecho y después a la cuarta calle doblar y coger la Antonio Alba.
Oh, gracias.
Por ahí mismo.
Ahí dobla ahí.
Dobla ahí.
Doblar ahí.
Bueno,
A la
gracias.
derecha, a la izquierda y después a la derecha. Ahí.
Perfecta. Okay. They said hide the camera, so I guess I'll be careful. Ay, ay. Yeah, it's different than through here. Perfecto. Yeah, definitely getting some odd looks, so maybe I'll stuck behind this trash truck here. I guess I'll walk around it. Yeah, definitely a long way from home. Told me to hide the camera. Definitely a little dangerous in here, but I don't feel like I'm in danger for my life. This lady's helping me. She's telling me to follow her. Gotta get used to this if you want to live this life, I guess.
Hay que cantar la primera vez en su vida. No hay falta. Hay que cantar la primera vez en su vida.
Mire, usted ve por ahí y sigue para arriba.
Perfecto. Gracias.
Calle, siga, vaya con Dios.
Looks a little lively down there, but you know, you got your classic Latin American music. That lady helped me, kind of guided me through the hood. I got separated there from her second. Turn around, she's still waiting for me, so you know, definitely wouldn't walk around here in the night, but this time of day she walked me through the neighborhood, so very nice of her. People in Latin America are very, very kind. Yeah, very God-driven to good ways, but yeah, they told me to hide the camera there for a little bit, so hopefully you could hear it. So if I squeeze back this Toyota. Yeah, definitely some odd looks coming, still coming in through here, so starting to get a little nervous. I thought this was middle class from some of the neighborhoods I walked around in, but I guess I also wasn't filming my every move. Hopefully I'm fast enough to run if something bad happens. Perdóname. Yeah, you always get... It's like the mothers are also scared of me with walking near their kids, I feel like sometimes. But cargo pants are a must in this country. Yeah. Santo Domingo. Oh, I see the park. Now the park is a very nice part of the town. But thankfully I had a Dominican mother escort, or possibly I wouldn't have made it here. I wish I would have gotten her on camera and given her a shout out. I don't know who to be more afraid of, the school kids or some of I guess the renters of this neighborhood. Yeah, we're almost out, so last couple looks before I cross the street to basically the Dominican version of Central Park. Parque Mirador. You got restaurants and a whole bunch of 9 yards in there. So back in some city skyscrapers here, so let's get across the street. Probably gonna get some more looks here. Oh yeah.
Por eso mismo, cuidado.
Buenas.
Buena.
I gotta get better at getting people in my camera frame. Again, this is a somewhat a learning experience, because if this doesn't work out, I guess I just go back to bartending. But yeah, it's cool to see. Personas con mal intenciones. I wasn't really sure what they were saying there until hand movement helps. Thankfully, a lot of people here talk with their hands, but yeah, we made it. So definitely a little nicer part of town, as you can see. Got some high rises here, and I didn't really think that part of town was that dangerous, but you know, they live there, I don't, so. Fucking Tahoe coming at me full speed. Like, that's probably more dangerous. But yeah, some of those people I said hi to, they just, well, they kind of just like that, they just don't really respond. So what the fuck's this kid doing here? I mean, I could understand it. Very nice of them to walk me through the neighborhood. I was probably on our way. But yeah, we're here at the basketball court. Looks like it's, I don't know if you can see, but it's missing some hoops. Dominican Republic. At least the one next to it's got the hoops on. I think this is the kiddie court, because these look like I could dunk on them. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You walk just a couple blocks off the main street there, and hopefully I got that on audio, but yeah. City of Santo Domingo, you need to get on that. Actually, that's not, believe it or not, that's not the first court I've seen without hoops. Oh, tuk-tuk. Wow. I didn't see that. Yeah. You see them from time to time here in this country. They're not that common, but yeah. I guess confidence really is key, though. You can't really look away from people who might rob you. Because I did see some pretty shady folk, and then just a couple minutes later they were like, hey, what the fuck are you doing here with that camera? They're gonna steal it from you. Parque Mirador. I'm lost. I'm just a tourist. But hopefully here I can get a, not too far from here, well, basically from where we just were, was the immigration head point is, and talk about human rights abuse. So hopefully here I can get a video of that, but turn the camera off and, you know, keep moving. Funny enough, we have the, let's see if I can get it in camera, but right there behind me is the Venezuelan embassy. I'm sure the Dominican Republic has seen an influx of Venezuelans in the last couple of years, as I have also met a couple hanging around here in Santo Domingo, but funny to see that they have an embassy here. But they're on okay terms with Venezuela, the Republic of the DR. I know Haiti's government at the, well, I don't really know if you call that a government over there, but I know they have a friendship deal with Venezuela, so yeah, it's funny to see other countries' embassies. I guess you can see it in America, but not where I live. But yeah, anyways, cool to see. It also looks like there's another embassy right there. I don't know what flag that is. Oh, honorary consulate. Looks like the Russian flag. I don't know if you see it right there behind me, but yeah. Although this is kind of the, I don't know if you'd call this the arts district, but this is kind of, you know, like I said, the Central Park, ponds and playgrounds and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah. See if I can find some more content for today, but I'm getting pretty tired. But I'm waiting for one of my friends to get off and work at 5 or so kind of just walking around. Just as I was talking about being a lineman here earlier, let's get some better lighting. But We got one wire coming down, wrapped around an ice cream cone statue, and going the other way. So, man, oh, this looks cool. We'll walk down into this little park. Yeah, I mean, very Caribbean-esque Central Park, to say the least. You got the leaf blowers running. Yeah, you know, you can see it. Just blocks away from that neighborhood where they told me to be careful, but definitely a much nicer part of town over here. But yeah, can't stop drawing looks. I gotta get used to this. It's already hard enough for me to look into a camera and talk. Look into a camera and then look around at other people. I don't know how some of these guys do it. But yeah.